Imagine looking up at the night sky and suddenly seeing a nuclear explosion on the moon. Not in a movie, not in science fiction, but as part of a real military plan created by the United States Air Force during the Cold War. In the late 1950s, the United States secretly considered detonating a nuclear bomb on the moon. The mission had a classified name, Project A119. To understand why this plan existed, we have to go back to one of the most tense periods in human history, the Cold War. And in 1957, something happened that shocked America. The Soviets launched the world's first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1. To many Americans, it felt like the Soviet Union had just taken the lead in the space race. The United States wanted a dramatic response. Scientists began brainstorming ways to prove America's technological power. One idea stood out. What if we detonated a nuclear bomb on the moon? The explosion would create a massive flash visible from Earth. It would send a powerful message. America had the power to reach the moon. The plan was simple, but terrifying. Launch a missile carrying a nuclear warhead to the moon. Detonate it on the lunar surface. The project involved real scientists. Researchers from the Illinois Institute of Technology were asked to study whether the mission was possible. One young scientist who reportedly contributed to the research was the future astronomer Carl Sagan, then a graduate student studying planetary science. The missile would travel roughly 384,000 kilometers. Once it reached the lunar surface, the bomb would detonate. Because the moon has no atmosphere, the explosion wouldn't create a mushroom cloud. Instead, it would produce a bright flash and flying lunar dust. Scientists believed the dust cloud would reflect sunlight. That reflection could make the explosion visible through telescopes from Earth. But as scientists studied the idea more closely, serious problems appeared. The mission was extremely risky. If the rocket failed during launch, the nuclear weapon could crash back to Earth. Second, the explosion might contaminate the moon with radioactive material. Eventually, the US government decided not to move forward. Exploding a nuclear weapon in space might make the United States look reckless. Just a decade later, the United States achieved something far greater. In 1969, NASA astronauts successfully landed on the moon. When Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, it became one of the most famous moments in history. Humanity had reached it. If this mission had actually happened, how do you think the world would have reacted? Let me know in the comments and subscribe.